my name is Ken Larson. We're just about ready to go inside, talk about home inspections. So come on in. Okay, let's sit down and talk a little bit about home inspections. My name is Ken Larson. That's Kenlarson, and the name of my company is Austin Structural Inspections, and I service Austin, Texas, and all the surrounding communities, including the Hill Country. Here in Austin, we got a wide range of houses. They're going to range anywhere from the 1920s bungalows up to multi-million-dollar family estates. I've done pretty much just about every inspection in here. I do on average 300 to 400 inspections per year, and the inspection prices are going to range anywhere from $250 up to $1,000, $1,500 for the larger ones. I started my career in construction about 30 years ago. I was about 17 years old and I became a carpenter. I went into the Air Force and became a structural superintendent for a civil engineering firm, where I worked for the civil engineering firm for about 22 years. After that I retired, which is in '93. That's when I moved here to Austin, Texas. I decided to get out of construction for a little bit and went and got a real estate license, and I sold real estate for about 4 or 5 years, but discovered that's just not what I like to do. I'm not a salesperson. I do enjoy the hands-on, I do enjoy being outside, and I do enjoy my business as a home inspector. When it comes to repairing houses, some of the most expensive items on that house are going to be the foundation. Foundations here in Austin, Texas tend to move around a little bit. Most homes are built on what's called a post-tension cable slab or a floating slab system. We do have some pier and beam homes in the older homes here in Texas, but for the most part it's a concrete foundation. We're on expansive clay soils throughout most of central Texas, and expansive clays tend to move around a little bit when we have a drought going on, or if we have a lot of rains going on. These foundations, they're designed to move around. You know, you're going to have about a half-inch movement from front to back, depending on what season it is, how wet it is, or how dry it is. Once the soil dries out, that foundation can actually collapse and fail on you. So foundation is probably the number one issue to look at when you're looking at a house. Roofs are always an expense. Average roof cost is going to run you from $3,000 on up, depending on what type of material is used. And also your grading and drainage around the house is very important, as again it ties into the foundation and how stable that foundation is going to be. So what advice do I give a buyer looking at a home? Have it inspected. It's critical. You need to have a house inspected before you buy it. Some of the things that I'm going to be checking when I look at the house is I'm going to be going over the foundation, the roof, the plumbing, the heating, the air conditioning, and all the appliances in the home. I'll also be checking the grading and drainage around the house, and I'll be looking for any kind of conducive conditions for pests, mold, mildew, rot, and I'll also be doing a laser level check on the foundation to see what kind of settlements occurred over time. Alright, every inspection is going to require some basic tools. Some of the things that I use in every inspection are going to be a digital camera. I'm going to digitally record the entire inspection. This is what I use to write the reports from. I get back to the office, download the photos, and I complete the report, and then once the report's completed, I post it to my website where the client can go in and download the report directly from the computer. Some of the other things every inspection is going to have is I do it's a mini laser check. I'll go around and I'll check every register in the house, and I'll make sure that they're operating the way they should be. Another thing I'll be using every inspection is a moisture meter. I'll be checking exterior walls and looking for any kind of evidence of water penetration. This used a small sonar signal about 1.5 inches behind the wallboard, and it gives me a good idea of what's going on behind that wall. Another item that's real important in each inspection is just a simple voltage check. I'll go around and check all the GFI outlets in the house, all the exterior outlets, and all the regular receptacles throughout the house. Typical level will be used and the final thing I'm going to do on a home inspection is I'm going to take my laser level, set it up in a central portion of the house, and once it's turned on, this will shoot a laser beam around the entire interior of the house, where I can go by and tell what kind of settlement we have in the house. I'm looking for tolerance of somewhere less than 1.5 inches. Anything over 1.5 inches, 2 inches tells me that this foundation has settled more than normal, and it's going to require further investigation by someone like a structural engineer. Well, so there it is. That's a little introduction about who I am, what a home inspection is, some of the equipment that I use on the home inspection, and kind of what I do. Hope that works for it. You have to forgive me. I'm not used to being in front of cameras like this, so if I'm a little stiff and unprepared, hope you forgive me. Also wanted to point out all my inspections now, I just started using the Smart Car, as you saw when when you first turned on the video. The little vehicle that came from Europe. It's a little tiny two-seater. I can fit all my tools, my ladder, my equipment in the back, and that little sucker gets me about 70 miles a gallon. I also own a large pickup, so if I have a larger inspection that I need more tools that I need to go out and check, I of course take the pickup, but nowadays I'm just using the Smart Car. A lot more economical, and it's a lot more fun to drive, and it attracts customers like you wouldn't believe. So hopefully that does it for this interview, and hope to hear back from you. Thanks.